Hello, I'm Deb Kais with Stampin' on the Hill. Welcome and thank you for joining me today. It is September 3rd, 2025, and this month's product of the month is the Sunflower 3D folder, and I'm just loving this. I can't wait to show you all the different things that I am doing with this just one product. Today's technique, it is the technique week of the month, is called Jacob's Coat technique. And let's just get right to it and I'll show you what we're doing. All right, so I have the folder, of course, and I'm using, this is a 5 1/4 by 4, I'm sorry, yeah, 5 1/4 by 4 piece of basic white. I also have some ink pads here, Early Espresso, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, and Daffodil Delight. I have a blending brush, and I also have some Pecan Pie baker's twine. But the baker's twine comes in a 5-pack if you didn't already know. And so you get the 5 basic colors all together when you purchase those. Let's see. I was thinking that although the instruction sheet that I give out for the class is going to be using the inks and the blending brush, which is the way I first built this card. I thought today I would also try to do it with the blender pens. So we're going to be using the 2 colors of Daffodil Delight and the 2 colors of Old Olive and the Pecan Pie. Actually, this is not Pecan Pie. This is a medium. They had Stampin' Up! Had all the skin tones, and so this is a medium skin tone, and this is the dark one. So that's what I'm using instead of a Pecan Pie because it's very similar. I'm not sure that there is a Pecan Pie. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna first off, we're going to figure out where we want our and we're gonna do this upside down. Okay. So we're going to be using the wrong side when we do this. And I'm trying to think of, I think I want it to be maybe like this. How about like that? Can you see what I'm like, where I'm trying to get to? What part of the sunflowers I actually want as my focal point. I think I'm going to do it like this. Make sure that it's kind of lined up evenly. All right, so we're going to bring in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I'm going to be using the Platform 1, and I'm going to flip this the right way. I don't know that it really matters. And then I'm using the plate number 4, because this is, and it tells you right on the platform itself, but because this is a 3D folder, that's what our sandwich looks like to go through evenly. Let's move this out of the way. And so here we have our sunflowers. Okay, so this technique though uses the back side. Okay, so now we've got like indentations here. Can you see? Because I flipped it over. And I'm going to start with, let's see, let's start with some dark. You could also use crushed curry for this, which is fine. And I'm just going to start with some dark, and I'm going to do some lines in here. Go around the edges, do these lines, and I'm not making sure that it's totally perfect. This is the bullet tip end. Okay. And then I'm just going to show you real quick kind of how I was thinking about doing this here. And then I'm going to go through, and this one I'm using the brush tip end so I can blend all of this together. I don't want it to all be the same color. but this is going to help me blend out those dark lines. And then we can come back in with, I'm trying not to get the inside of it too bad, although that's going to be darker, so it's not going to matter. I might need a new yellow. Looks like this one's been very heavily used. That's okay. All right, I'm going to keep going, coloring this. And I'll be back with you when we're almost finished. Okay, and I'm just going to touch up a little bit. Oh, wrong color green. I wanted to use the lighter green. That's okay. Touch up a little bit of this. I'm trying to get down in the depressed sections because that's the part that's going to stay colored. And then, well, you'll see when we get to it, but just making sure that all of the depressed sections are colored. This looks like I've got a little bit right here that needs some attention. All right. Now what we're going to do is take our early espresso ink and we're going to just upside down and run this lightly over the top as evenly as we possibly can. I'm just going to hold this like this, and I'm going to run this across. You can tell where it looks like I missed a few spots with the colors. But if you just gently rub this across, it's going to color just those the raised portions. And then we can go back in with, let's see, green here, a little bit of green in here that I missed. And the shading, it's okay if it's a little bit like a little bit white left over, that's okay. And let's see, where else am I looking like I missed a bit? Let's try here. And here, that looks like a leaf, and over here. Anyway, you get the idea that, let's run this over one more time. You can do it in multiple directions. And you'll notice that this dark is hitting the seeds right here of the sunflower. That's intended. So this is kind of what it looks like when it's, I'm going to let this dry, but I wanted to bring in the other sample for you so that you could kind of see what it turns out. So I matted this onto my card base is crushed curry, and I don't have anything on the inside because I'm not sure what I want to do with this yet. And I just did a little label with the stylish shapes, and I used the Right Words stamp set. And then here's my pecan pie baker's twine. Okay, so let's get, I hope you try this technique. It works really well with, well, just any kind of folder really, but especially the 3D folders. And I'd love to know in the comments if you've given it a try, or if you want to share pictures, I'd like that too. You can get the free written tutorial for this project plus 3 other projects. So there's 4 projects per month that I use for my in-person classes. And you can get all of those project tutorials for free when you subscribe to my newsletter. So all of the projects go out at the beginning of the month. So if you want this one, you need to subscribe before the end of September in order to get this plus the other 3. Otherwise, you can find the measurements for this project on my blog. I will put the links for all of those things in the description here. Next week, we're going to do the monthly sketch challenge. So I hope you'll join me for that. Until then, thanks for watching.